Hello, everyone. Welcome to TravClan's webinar. Thank you so much for joining with us today. Today, we have planned a very interesting destination for you because you've been watching all our webinars with due diligence and regularity. So we have planned a unique destination, which is technically the second largest country of European Union. Yes, the country that we are exploring today is Spain. And for that, we have the team of Century incoming all the way from Madrid, Spain. And let me just introduce you to our destination expert for today. We have Mr. Hyacinth D'Souza, the Indian Department Manager at Century Incoming, Spain. Hello, Hyacinth. How are you?
I'm good, Tarang. How are you doing?
I am good. I hope you are safe and ready for today's presentation.
Yes, it was a difficult period at the beginning, but I think now things are getting better. Family and we're very safe, and things are moving forward in the positive direction in Madrid right now, and also the rest of Spain. So yeah, things are getting better.
Great. That is actually a very good news considering the initial situation when in Spain due to the coronavirus. And I personally hope that the same actually comes very soon for India as well. Right. So, Hyacinth, what exactly are we going to discuss today? If you could, give us a brief overview of what all topics we'll be covering in today's presentation when it comes to Spain.
Perfect. So good afternoon, everybody. In today's presentation, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be covering the two countries of Spain and Portugal that we represent in India through global destinations. And I'm going to be talking about the main cities in these two countries, about their sightseeing spots, what you would do on a city tour, for example, in Madrid or in Barcelona, in Lisbon, and also what activities can be done in these cities. Then I'm going to be shifting a little bit to the MICE perspective as well, talking about the MICE hotels, the MICE venues, the gala dinner venues that we use for Indian groups. And also a lot of sightseeing that you can be done. Of course, Spain and Portugal are very historical countries. So I'm going to be talking a lot about the sightseeing, about shopping, for the ladies, what can be done. So there's lots to cover. It should take roughly about an hour and hour 15 minutes to cover both these destinations.
Great. So a very composite destination learning coming for you guys today. I think we should just start off with the presentation. Hyacinth, over to you. I would just request you to start sharing the screen. In the meantime, Hyacinth is starting to share his screen. I would like to announce that, yes, we'll be having a Spain destination knowledge quiz after the presentation is over. So stay tuned to participate in the quiz. Hyacinth, over to you. Thank you.
Perfect. So Darang, is it visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, perfect. This is the present. We're going to start off with the presentation. I would request you to, all your questions, you could keep it for the end, and Tarang will be glad to address them to me, and I'll be happy to address it back to you. So, you can make a note of whatever if you have missed something, or if you want some more information about it. And also, if there's something, if you want to speak with me, you can just give me a call. I'm on WhatsApp.
Okay. Audience, I think Hyacinth got disconnected due to some connectivity issues. Just give me a minute. I'll get in touch with him once again and ask him to rejoin, and then we'll resume with the presentation. I think there was some connectivity issue. Great. Thank you so much, audience, for joining today. I think we are facing some kind of an issue, and I'm trying to get it resolved. In the meantime, if you have any questions prepared already for Spain and Portugal, you can start posting your questions right now as well, and we'll be addressing each and every question towards the end of the presentation. Also, as discussed earlier as well, we'll be having the Spain destination knowledge quiz at the end of the Q&A session as well as the presentation. So you guys can participate in that quiz and get a chance to win free discount vouchers on TravClan's powered website and CRM. So just holding up, and Hyacinth will be joining us in the next minute or so, and then we'll resume with the presentation. Okay, I'm not sure what the problem is. Let me just quickly call him up, and then we'll resume. Okay, we have already started receiving a couple of questions. We have received questions from the travel shop, the Western Travel Singh. Okay. Yes, travel shop, your question is noted, and we'll be taking up all the questions that you guys are posting right now. Any other concerns that you guys might have? In the meantime, we start off with the presentation. Please post in the live chat, and I'll be happy to help you guys. Well, audience, I would just request you to hold up for the next couple of minutes. We'll be resuming the presentation. There is some internet problem in Madrid, Spain, which actually Hyacinth was discussing with me just before this presentation started. I think that is the problem that we are facing right now. I am in contact with the Century Incoming team right now and the Global Destinations team as well, and trying to get Hyacinth back on the live stream, and then we'll probably start. So those of you who are viewing the presentation via the TravClan channel, Great. It's actually great to see you guys responding and posting all the questions that you have during the time of a technical glitch. I think we have. Okay. No. 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 We are still waiting for Hyacinth to join once again.
Hi, Tarang, I'm back.
Okay. Okay. Great. Hyacinth is back once again. Welcome back, Hyacinth.
Sorry
We
about
just
that. Yeah,
request
the
you
internet
to
was really bad.
resume. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. 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 Well, our audience is kind enough to hold up for us when we actually face some technical glitch. So over to you. I think we can just start and resume the presentation. Thank you.
Great. Just sharing my screen. Perfect. Okay. So really sorry about that, everybody. Just some minor internet issues, like we all face them in our daily life. Hopefully, this should continue right now till the end of the presentation. So as I was telling you guys, Century Incoming, we are a DMC is based out of Spain. Our head office is based in Madrid. We've been operational for the past 18 years, and since then we've opened offices in Barcelona. We have opened offices in Lisbon, and we also have our own office in France, Century Incoming France. In today's presentation, as I mentioned, I'm going to be talking about Spain and Portugal because these are the two destinations we represent in the India market. Now, Century Incoming, I call ourselves the India market specialists. The main reason I call ourselves this name is because we're one of the only DMCs out here in Spain and Portugal that have a dedicated team for the India market. My team is consisting of 6 individuals, and they primarily focus on all inquiries only for the India market. So this team of mine will not focus on the US market or inquiries from the Far East or Middle East or anywhere else. We have got a member of 6 team members who only look after the India market, dedicated for MICE, for FITs, for school groups, for small and large groups, and everything. This is what my team handles. And most of you who don't know that also, I sit out here in Madrid. I handle the team personally. I handle your request personally. You guys will have my contact details whenever you want to get any information or you want to convey something to the team, maybe due to a language barrier, then you can just get in touch with me. Now, the India market is a very diverse market, and some of the clients, they pay you a lot of money. Some of them will not pay you a lot of money for their holiday. But in either which case, what we do is we tie up with luxury cars and high-end quality buses and vans. We know that your client wants to be welcomed with a very good driver, maybe an English-speaking driver as well, and good quality of buses, vans, cars. So that's why we send Mercedes, we send Audis, Skodas, high-end Volkswagen cars. Our buses are also Nissan buses, Mercedes buses. So that's the kind of quality that we have tied up with here in Spain and Portugal. So you can be rest assured that the quality that welcomes your client upon arrival will be fantastic. Now, on every group, when every group arrives, it's very important for us as a DMC to send an assistant to the airport to welcome them. I'll give you an example. Like, for instance, in Barcelona, the airport is huge. It's one airport that welcomes so many passengers from around the globe, even from the local, from the European Union. It sometimes can become very confusing. So that's why we have somebody local, maybe sometimes an Indian person going to be there at the airport to welcome your groups. For FIT clients, the driver of the vehicle will be there with a placard waiting for you. But for groups, anything above 10 passengers, we have an assistant always and every time at the airport. At Madrid, we have got 4 terminals. They have got the airlines going into different terminals. Sometimes I will be there at arrival, waiting for your group, or somebody else will be there. So that's the kind of service that we provide. If there's an issue on ground, if your client needs some assistance, we have something called as a 24-hour emergency number, and the person speaks Hindi as well. So, if you have an FID client on ground and they need information about Indian restaurants, a local person traveling for the first time to Europe, don't worry about it. Just give them the emergency number and that person will be more than happy to help. The number is mostly with me. I look after all the Indian groups on ground as well. But if it's not with me, then some other Indian person will be there with the number. We have services like providing assistances for groups throughout the tour. I can send somebody all the way from your Madrid or Barcelona, looking after the entire group, any part of Spain and Portugal. We have professional guiding services. In case there's a loss of passport, clients tend to lose their passports. They take their passports out for sightseeing. I don't know why, but yeah, they do that. And if they lose their passport, then we provide that assistance to help them to get a travel document so that they can fly back to India. We also have tied up with high quality Indian restaurants for all kinds of services, for FIT, for groups, for MICE. If we have to get them to cater in an external venue, we have tried and tested all these restaurants. I have personally visited all of them. Food, can be rest assured, is amazing. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we have our only dedicated team in Century, which is for the India market. So you can be rest assured, all your inquiries are only for this department. You will be assigned one person to handle your inquiry, and everything should go smooth from there on. These are all the markets that we represent from around the world. So we've started as a really small company, just 2 tables with the accountant and the MD of our company. And today we have a team of about 44 to 45 individuals, looking after all these markets from the North America, South America. We have recently started an office in the Middle East also, and Far East. We've got a lot of inquiries from Far East. Our major markets, of course, are from the European Union, which is France, Germany, and also from UK. We've got a lot of clients coming in from the UK. So as Tarang mentioned at the beginning, Spain is the second largest country in the European Union. So a lot of people coming in for the beaches of Spain and for the good weather that we have. So speaking more about Spain and Portugal right now, I'm going to tell you where in Europe it's exactly located. We are located to the southwest of Europe. We are one of the closest countries towards Africa. So that's why we, as a destination, have very favorable climate almost throughout the year. Right now I can tell you the weather outside is it's hot, but very good for tourists. It's about 35 degrees. Tourists will enjoy this weather. We've got a lot of people coming in already into Spain, going down to the beaches. If you come more on towards September, November, the weather is the most pleasant and the best weather, I would say personally. It goes up to around 25 to 30 degrees. And of course, the coldest months are January, February, and a little bit of March, where it can sometimes go up to about between 0 and 5 degrees. But it's never negative. It does not snow in Spain unless until you're in the mountain areas of northern part of Madrid, or you go more up towards to the northern part of Spain. Mostly in the hilly regions. Otherwise, Spain and Portugal, fantastic weather throughout the year round. Come down to the beaches of Andalusia. Go to Malaga, Valencia, Barcelona. Amazing time at the beaches. Right now, the beaches are absolutely crowded. Because it's safe to travel. So a lot of people from Madrid going down to the beaches to enjoy the weather. We have a lot of hot weather coming from Africa, from Morocco, so that's why we have favorable climate. These are the 2 countries that I'm going to be speaking about today, Spain and Portugal. Speaking about Spain, Madrid is, you can say, the second largest city after Berlin, in the whole European Union. It's the capital and where our office is located. Then we have Barcelona, which is on the coast, very famous city, which I'm going to speak about, and also some other important cities that are there. Moving on to Portugal, Lisbon, which is the capital of Portugal. And, if you come down south towards Portugal, you have some of the most famous beaches in all of Europe, the Faro area, Albufeira, Portimao, Faro, amazing beaches over there. You want to have some history in Portugal, then you can go up north to Porto, to Braga, very historic cities and very beautiful cities to visit as well. That's something to know, you should know before traveling to Spain and Portugal. We are located in the European Union, so you need to apply for a Schengen visa. If you're traveling to Spain and Portugal, you can apply for your Schengen visa through the BLS application center. They have centers all around India. If you're doing only Portugal, then you need to apply for your Schengen visa through the Portuguese embassy located in Goa or in New Delhi. They don't have anything in Bombay. In Spain, the language is mainly spoken is Spanish. There is sometimes a language barrier between the two countries if there are tourists from India coming here. But the people of Spain are very warm, very loving. Even if they don't understand you, they will open a Google Translate and they will help you with where you want to go, or if you want to search for a restaurant. They're very nice people to talk to. So they will help you out if there's any issue. In Portuguese, they speak English. You will find drivers speaking English. You'll find the local people speaking English as well. Apart from that, Portuguese is the local language. Euro is the main currency that is used in both the countries. And if you want to drive, of course, in Spain, there's the craze about about driving, doing a self-drive here in Spain and Portugal. Then you need to get an international driving license from India. You can get it very, very easily from your driving school. So you just speak with them. Now, traveling within the country of Spain and Portugal and to Spain and Portugal, you have all the most important airlines in the world coming into the airports over here. Madrid and Barcelona are your two main hubs. So, you have to decide which part of Spain you want to start your tour with. You want to do it in Madrid or you want to do it in Barcelona. Once you send me your program, then I will suggest the city. And then accordingly, we will go on with the other cities as well. If you want to get into Portugal, then you of course fly into Lisbon. Of course, Emirates, I think, flies into Porto as well. So, you can decide accordingly how you want to get into and start your tour. If you're traveling within Spain, you have Renfe, which is one of the best rail networks in all of Europe. It's the local network that we have, and it's connected to all the major cities in Spain. It's really quick. You travel between Madrid and Barcelona. You take 2 hours, 45 minutes, high-speed train traveling at 300 kilometers an hour. If you're doing a road between Madrid and Barcelona, it takes nearly about 6.5 to 7 hours, but it's a fantastic drive. Then we have, you can travel, to Barcelona as well, because it's one of the most important ports in the world. So you have all the major cruise liners coming into Barcelona, or they even go down to Malaga as well. Some of them go to Malaga. So you can get into the country from there as well. So we've got ample of transport within the country and to get to the country. So you can just choose your holiday and, we'll plan the rest for you. So starting our portion with, Spain. This is the destination that I'm going to speak about, and Madrid is the capital. So we're going to start off with Madrid, and then I'll move on to the other parts of Spain. As I told you already, it's the second largest city. It's a city that's spread, throughout. It has a widespread and it's located in the central part of Spain. It was not the capital, in the 1500s. The king realized in those days that Spain is expanding, trade is increasing. That's when he decided to shift the capital from Toledo down south of Madrid to Madrid in the 1500s. So that's when Madrid became the capital, and then since then, there's no stopping the city. We've got the Royal Palace located out here, and other different historic monuments that were built since the 1500s. What I'm going to cover now is the main sightseeing spots. So when your clients come down to Madrid, what you do on your first day or your second day, what all you can visit on your city tour for about 2 hours or a 4-hour city tour. This will be the same for FIT and for MICE as well. These are some of the main places that you can visit. Plaza Mayor, which is the center, the main area. You have Gran Via, which is, you can say, the main street of Madrid, where you have everything located. Your restaurants, your shopping, your bars, your casinos, everything is on Gran Via. It's a mere stretch of 2 kilometers located in the heart of the city. And then you have Puerta del Sol, you have the Cibeles Square, Retiro Park, and other such monuments. I'll show you in the next slide. These are some of the monuments that we take you to on a city tour. So if you're doing a walking tour, then we'll take you to Plaza Mayor, which is the main city center square. They have a lot of activity happening in there. There are plenty of restaurants. They're very close to Plaza Mayor. There is an Indian restaurant as well. So you can go there, do your tour, and then you can go for an Indian meal if you're interested. Then you have Gran Via, which is as I told you, the main stretch of Madrid. On a city tour, what we also do is we take you to Retiro Park. So most of you must have heard of the Central Park in New York. You know, it's a huge park in New York. Retiro Park is as big as the Central Park, and inside Retiro Park they have the Retiro Palace, they have the Retiro Fountain, they have beautiful gardens out there. So we make it a point to take people out there for a walk of 45 minutes. We just take you to the main Retiro Palace, and we bring you outside from the other side where the bus will pick you up. And of course, Madrid is famous for the Bernabeu Stadium, the Real Madrid Football Club Stadium. A lot of football fans will know this already. But people who don't know, the Real Madrid Football Club has got fantastic history. The museum is absolutely fantastic. And to visit the whole stadium, this is apart from the city tour. It takes about an hour to hour and a half, depending on how the client wants to spend their time inside. Some clients want to go through the history of this club, and they want to click a lot of photographs. Then you would take about 1.5 hours approximately. But it's a fantastic stadium to visit. And the stadium is, it's like the stadium in Bombay, like Wankhede, which is located in the heart of the city. The Bernabeu Stadium is located in the heart of the city of Madrid. It's right in the city center, so you don't need to travel outside the city, to visit the stadium like a lot of other stadiums from around the world. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. And then you have the Las Ventas Bull Ring. Now, the Las Ventas Bull Ring is a bull ring which is located in the heart of the city, and till today you have bullfights, that are active in the bull ring. So it's one of the few stadiums in Spain where you can go and witness a bullfight. I'll show you how the Las Ventas Bull Ring looks. So if you see the photograph on the bottom left-hand side, the Las Ventas Bull Ring. We do tours to the stadium as well. If you want, we can take you inside. We have a guide that will explain to you the history of the bull ring. They have a fantastic museum. Apart from this, if your clients want to visit the bullfight, which is still active, then you can come on your own. The tickets merely cost about 35 to 60 euros, depending on the seating area. But you have to, of course, please remind your clients that the bullfight is not a very pleasant sight. It's a fight, but at the end of the fight between the matador and the bull, one of them is going to be dead. Either the bullfighter will kill the bull or the other way around. So there's a lot of blood that happens that happens inside the bull ring. So explain to your clients. The reason I'm telling you this is because we have had clients, Indian clients, enter the bull ring and they have exited within 10 minutes. They say we can't see something like this. So tell your clients this is the experience. If you want, just go inside for the visit, the history, and come out. And if your clients are interested, then they can do the bullfight, and they can decide on the spot. They can go there right at the entrance and book the tickets. And the bull is the national capital, the national animal of the country. So they take care of the bulls quite a bit over here. Other monuments that we have is the Prado Museum, which is a museum located in the city center. People interested in art should opt for the Prado Museum, and the very famous Royal Palace. It's a must-do. Please, tell your clients whenever you're booking holiday tours, come and visit the Royal Palace. It's located right in the heart of the city. It's just 2 minutes from Grand Via Street. And then we have Temple of Debod. Temple of Debod is a monument located again very close to Royal Palace, and it's absolutely free to enter. It's an Egyptian temple that was gifted by the Egyptians to Spain, and it's been kept over here. It's in a park called the Temple of Debod Park. So it's a must-do, and it's a nice place where you can go there and you can have views of the entire city of Madrid along with the Royal Palace. Now, once you're done with your tours in Madrid, you've done all your sightseeing tours on your first day, you want to visit something else. You want to come out of the city and visit a small town called Toledo. Now, if you had to listen to my presentation at the beginning, Madrid was not the capital of Spain. Toledo used to be the capital of Spain up till the 1500s, till 1560. You can see from the photograph, very, very historic city. Right on top of the photograph, you will see the Alcazar. They have a fantastic church, which is there in the city, and till today they have the masses going on there for their clients during Easter's and Christmas. So Toledo is a must do when you are in the city of Madrid, because you need to do something, some sightseeing things. So Toledo is a visit. It's located about 1 hour outside the city, about 70 kilometers. You start your tour at 10 o'clock in the morning. You are in Toledo by 11. And Toledo is located on a hill. So what we usually do is we take people to the bus stop. And from there, you have escalators that go up to the top of Toledo. So there are two ways you can enter. One is the escalator if people don't want to walk. And otherwise, if people want to see the history, complete the historic city of Toledo, we advise people to walk. It takes mere about half an hour to 45 minutes to walk up to the city. So, but it's a must do. So the tour takes about 2 hours. You're in the city of Toledo. And once you're done with the city of Toledo, you come back to Madrid for lunch. Or if you want, you can even have lunch in Toledo. If you have a private car, have lunch in Toledo. They don't have Indian restaurants there, but a lot of good local vegetarian restaurants which can serve you. Now in the city of Toledo, these are the places that you can visit. What we also take you to is the sword factory. This is the place, where the swords are made from scratch, and they show you how it is done. And right up till the end of the factory visit, you can even buy some swords or knives as per your wish. Very important point again to note to your clients: if they are buying knives or swords, some people have that craze. Please inform them that they have to tell the company to courier it back to India. The reason I tell you this is, if Madrid is your first city that you're visiting on your tour, and you're taking a train to the other cities, you will not be able to carry your sword or your knife in the train, because you will be doing a train journey. Mostly you will be doing a train journey. They will not allow you. They will stop it. They will stop you. They will confiscate your sword or your knife, whatever you have, and then it's a loss for you. So inform your clients if they're doing train journeys within Spain and Portugal, and if they're buying something from the sword factory, it has to be couriered. They have very good courier companies. They will courier it back to India. Moving on from there now. So once we're done with Madrid and Toledo, which is the main places to visit, you can also, if you're staying more number of nights in Toledo, you can also visit the other cities, which is Avia, which is to the northwest of Madrid. Avia and Segovia. These are two very historic towns where they have the aqueduct in Segovia. Now to do this, you need to stay an extra night in Madrid. You need to stay 3 nights, because the tour to Avia and Segovia takes about 10 hours. Because it's 2 cities, you're leaving early in the morning, you'll come back in the evening. So that's something else that you can do. Moving on from the central part of Spain, we come down to the fantastic region of Andalusia, which includes cities like Sevilla, Malaga, Marbella, Granada, Almeria, Torremolinos. Fantastic beaches on the coast. If your clients are looking to just relax, just send them to the southern part of Spain. Absolutely amazing time. These are the important places that you can visit in Andalusia. As I mentioned, you have Cordoba, which has the Mezquita Mosque. You have Sevilla, which for me is, after Madrid, a fantastic city. Their nightlife, their monuments to visit is absolutely amazing. Then you have Granada, which includes the world famous Alhambra, and then Malaga, which is another beach destination, a small city, which you can do the Picasso Museum and the cathedrals over there. Speaking about I'm going to move on to Cordoba now. Now, Cordoba is a very, very famous city for a lot of the Middle East clients. It has a world famous Mezquita Mosque. It's been built there and taken care of, and a lot of students from India, from the Middle East, they want to come to Cordoba to see the architecture of Cordoba. It's located about can say 1.5 hours away from Sevilla. You can stay in Sevilla and you can do day trips to Cordoba. And they have a fantastic university also over there, which is a very world famous university where people do still today come down to study. So Cordoba is a very famous city, and if you have time in Sevilla, you should tell your clients to visit. You need, if you're doing Cordoba, you need at least 3 nights in Sevilla, because you'll do one day, you'll do Cordoba, and then after that you'll move down south to the other places of the Andalusian region. Moving on to Sevilla, these are some of the important monuments that you can visit in Sevilla. You can visit the Giralda, the Alcazar, the Sevilla Cathedral, which is, you can say, one of the biggest cathedrals in the world. It's a fantastic monument to visit. And once you're inside the cathedral, you can also visit the top of the bells are. So you can go up there walking. I think it's 34 stories high walking. I did the walk recently. It was absolutely amazing. The view from the top there, you can see the entire city of Sevilla. Now the Sevilla bull ring. So let me tell you about the bull ring, the bullfight. Bullfights are not active everywhere in Spain. They're only active in Madrid, and they're active in the Andalusian region. So it's active in Madrid, Sevilla, and Ronda. Ronda, I will tell you in the next slide, is where the birthplace of the bullfighting happens. So if you want to see a bullfight, you can also see the bullfight in Sevilla during the season time. And then you have the world famous Plaza España. This is the city center of Sevilla. You can come down here in the evening for a walk. You can do a boat ride on the small river that they have within the Plaza España. Sevilla is also very famous for flamenco. So this is where the birthplace of flamenco took place. So I always advise my clients to see a traditional flamenco show in Sevilla itself, not to do it in Madrid or Barcelona, unless until you're staying lesser number of nights here. And then we come down to Granada. Now, Granada is about 2 hours, two and a half hours away from Sevilla. It's 1 hour away from Malaga. And there is a saying in Spain: if you have come to Spain and not seen the Alhambra, that means you have not seen Spain. And it's true. The Alhambra is absolutely amazing. It's a palace located in the city, on the city mountains of Granada, and you should visit it. This is basically history and architecture at its very best. The Muslim architecture, which is they have a lot of mosque over there, and then the Romans came in, destroyed the mosque, and they built a church on top of it. And then the kings and the queens of England and Spain, they lived in the Alhambra Palace in the early 1500s. And then the Muslims came and they built something on top of it. So it's got a lot of history. Nothing is destroyed. They're still excavating some part of it, but you can visit the Alhambra Gardens and the Alhambra and the General Life Gardens. I'll show you the picture of the garden. So this is the General Life Gardens. It's a fantastic garden in the small town of Alhambra, where you can go there, click some fantastic photographs. The architecture of the Nasrid Palace is really absolutely amazing, something that you'll not get to see in any other part of the world. Now, coming down to Ronda, as I mentioned earlier, Ronda is where the birthplace of the bullfighting happens. So if you'll see on the image on the right-hand side, you'll see the bull ring, the overview, the complete overview of Ronda, where they have the bull ring and the world famous, the bridge, the Puente Nuevo. This is the bridge that connects the two parts of Ronda. People don't usually stay at Ronda. What we do is we tell our clients to stay at Sevilla or Malaga, and then we do day trips from either these two places to come to Ronda. It's a nice small town to visit. Day trip takes about 5 to 6 hours to see the entire city. You can have lunch over there and then get back to your respective city, whichever one you're staying at. Now, this is the entire Malaga and the Costa del Sol province. So you have Malaga, which is the capital of this Costa del Sol. And then you have other smaller towns like Torremolinos, you have Fuengirola, Marbella, Puerto Banús, Estepona. These are all famous beaches. So the Indian clients usually travel to Malaga or Marbella. You'll have a lot of European clients doing Puerto Banús, Estepona, or Torremolinos. These are smaller towns. Not a lot of Indian restaurants, but otherwise you have Indian restaurants in Malaga and Marbella. We do our group series to these two important towns over there. And beaches here are absolutely fantastic. If I have to go for a holiday myself, I would go down south or sit on the beach, have a beer, enjoy myself. It's really nice to visit. Malaga is the main city. They have an airport in the city. So if you want, you can get into Malaga city via flight, or you can either take a train. There are trains available from Madrid to Malaga or from Seville to Malaga. From Madrid to Malaga, it takes about 3 hours to get into the city. So we can plan your itinerary accordingly. Just one very important point. So if your clients want to do self-driving also, I would recommend your clients doing self-driving in the Andalusian province in Costa del Sol. Please inform your clients to avoid driving here in Madrid and Barcelona. Reason being, there's always a problem of parking. Even the local people out here in Madrid and Barcelona don't have cars. They sell their cars off because there's absolutely no parking in the city unless until your hotel is outside the city. So if your clients want to do a self-drive, they can take a train, Madrid to Sevilla, and they can pick up their car from Sevilla airport or the train station, and they can do the entire Andalusian province by car. They can do Sevilla, they can go to Malaga, they can at the end of their tour, they can drop off their car in Granada or in Malaga and fly out from there. That's the best option for a self-driving, what you can do. Coming down to another city, which is Valencia. Now, Valencia is a smaller town located on the coast, on the south east coast of Spain. It's a small city, but very historic because of the port area. There is very famous. There was a lot of trade happening between other countries. So Valencia was a smaller port that was used apart from Barcelona. If you want to get into Ibiza, which is on an island very close to Valencia, you can take a boat from there as well and come down there. Valencia is very famous for the city of arts and sciences. Now, these are certain museums that are located in the heart of the city. We do a lot of school groups to these museums, and also families with kids. They would love coming to the city of arts and sciences. They have show you how it's located. So you have the you have like the aqua theme park. You have the Philippia Science Museum, art museum. So it's got about 6 to 7 buildings located just one after the other. And you can let us know. They have something called as the oceanographic, where they will explain to you about the ocean life. So absolutely fantastic. If you want to come, if you have children and if you have a school group, you should add Valencia to your itinerary. Valencia, like other cities, like Sevilla is very famous for the flamenco. Valencia is very famous for the paella. Paella is like, or you would say the paella. Paella is very famous. Is a local dish that is made out here out of rice, and it's been born out here in Valencia. If you go to Valencia, make sure to have paella. Go to the beach, any restaurant, tell them you want a seafood paella or a vegetarian paella, or a chicken paella. They would be more than happy to give you some. Very important point to note: the people in Spain and Portugal love their vegetarian food. So don't think Spain is all about meat and about jamon, about beef and all that. No, the people of Spain and Portugal love their vegetarian food. There is always a salad, a vegetarian pasta, a vegetarian pizza. Look, always there is something vegetarian on the table when you go to have a food with the local people out here. So that's like a misconception people should know in Spain and Portugal. Now, moving on to a very famous city, known worldwide. Everybody knows about the city. It's the city of Barcelona. It's, you can say, is the 4th biggest in Europe. Very famous. Came into the limelight of the world after the '92 Olympics. When Barcelona was awarded the Olympics in '92, the president and the mayor of Barcelona decided to convert the entire city from what it was, an industrial port, to a world-class port, a world-class sporting village. And since '92, the city has just moved, gone on leaps and bounds. The port area of Barcelona used to have industries. Everything was destroyed, and they built a fantastic promenade with fantastic hotels, restaurants. Today, if you go and see Barcelona port area, you'll not imagine what it was many years ago. These are some of the important places that you visit when you're in Barcelona. You have Las Ramblas. So as I told you, Gran Via is located in Madrid, which is the main road, the stretch of road of 2 kilometers, which has absolutely everything. Las Ramblas is the main stretch of road in Barcelona, which is again 1.5 to 2 kilometers. They have clubs, restaurants, Indian restaurants. They have something called as the Gothic Quarter, which is very famous Gothic architecture located in Barcelona, which is a must-do if you're doing a walking tour. You have the world-famous Christopher Columbus statue, which can be seen at the end of Las Ramblas. Apart from that, you have La Boqueria, which is on Las Ramblas. If you are a foodie, you should go to La Boqueria. And some other important places like Gaudi architecture, which I will show you later, the Barcelona Zoo, the Maritime Museum, Montjuic Hill. I'll tell you about this in the next slide. So if you see the top left-hand image, Las Ramblas, and in the center of the image, if you see a pole standing right in the center of the image, that is it's a statue of Christopher Columbus on top of the pole. So he's pointing basically in America's direction. That's where he had gone and discovered America. He left from Barcelona and he landed up in America, and that's why he has a world-famous statue over there, the Christopher Columbus statue. That's the entire stretch of Las Ramblas. At the end of the road, you have the port, the Barcelona port area. So once you're done with shopping, you can come down to the port area, have a meal, have a beer, and enjoy yourself. Now, Montjuic Hill, Montjuic Palace, the top image in the middle. Montjuic Hill is very famous because the Olympic Village was built on Montjuic Hill. You have the Olympic Stadium, which we take people to during a city tour. It's absolutely free to enter. You can go up to Montjuic Hill, and they have the Montjuic Palace over there. And in front of the Montjuic Palace, you have the world famous magic fountains. So the magic fountains are operational during the summer period, where there's music, there's lights, there's water flowing. It's an absolutely amazing site to visit. And also, once you're on top of Montjuic Hill, what we tell people to do is you can take a cable car and come down to the city center of Barcelona. So we take people up by their private cars, or by, if you're in a bus, and we sit you down in a cable car, and we bring you right down to the city center of Barcelona. Then you have Camp Nou. Now, football lovers would know Camp Nou, the Football Club de Barcelona, one of the biggest stadiums in the world, home to Lionel Messi right now. Many people love this stadium. Fantastic museum. The tour will take about 1.5 hours, and it's located again, very close to the city center. So we always tell people to do the Camp Nou when you're here, because people stay for 3 nights, 4 nights in Barcelona. So Camp Nou is always located. I already spoke about the Gothic Church, the Gothic Quarter, which is very famous for the Gothic architecture. If you have, we have a lot of student groups coming in, and we make it a point to take them to Gothic Church and the Gothic Quarter, because the architecture is absolutely amazing. There's no second to it. La Bucaria, that's just for foodies. If anybody is interested in tasting different kinds of seafood, or chicken, you just go there, take a beer, and you can walk in there. Now we come to the most important man in Barcelona. He's, you can say, the father of the architecture of Barcelona. They say he's constructed the entire city of Barcelona. His name is Antonio Gaudi. We'll start off with the image on the right-hand side. So it's called the Sagrada Familia Church. Now, he initially got into the whole planning of building the Sagrada Familia Church. It's called the Family Church, which is in English. And he was not able to complete the construction of the church. You can see it's absolutely amazing architecture, and for 126 years it's still being under construction. What happened was he started the construction of the church, and unfortunately he departed. He died, and he was not able to complete the construction. So then, because of the wars that happened, and so many other things that happened in the middle, the construction was stopped. There were some pillars that were destroyed. Some part of it caught fire. And then recently, the couple of architects have gotten together. The government has gotten together, taken it under their command, and they're finally going to complete the construction of the Sagrada Familia. They said it's going to complete construction in 2026. That's going to be 100 years of Antonio Gaudi. So that's what they want to do. But you can visit the Sagrada Familia Church. It's open to tourists. It's fantastic from the outside. As you can see in the image, the inside is all about lighting, and it's really nice to see. On the left-hand side, you have Casa Mia, Casa Batlló, Park Güell, very important museums and buildings that were built by Antonio Gaudi. The Casa Mia and Casa Batlló, the 2 buildings on the top image, were basically built for the kings and the queens of the olden days. Antonio Gaudi was was very crazy about water and how the movement of water flowed. So he wanted to build something like that. So he built a building in the shape of waves. So you'll see the building goes up and down, different sizes, different shapes. So that's why he built the Casa Mia and Casa Batlló. There are museums, so you can visit these today. Park Güell, very famous mosaic building in the center of Madrid. We tell people to go there. So we always recommend people to do all these architectures, and can be done in one day. So you can visit Park Güell, Sagrada Familia, Casa Mia, Casa Batlló, all in one single day, apart from the city tour, and the second day you can do these. Now, of course, when you're in Barcelona for 3 nights and 4 nights, you want to visit places outside the city. There are some important places that should be visited. The most famous place which people visit is Montserrat. It's located it's located an hour outside the city. You can say it's like a hill station, the hill station of Barcelona, and it's a must-do when you're in Barcelona. The other places that you can visit from Barcelona is Sitges, Girona, Figueres, Costa Brava. These are all about an hour and a half outside the city. Costa Brava, you'll know, is very famous for scuba diving. So that's where Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara was shot. You can go there, do scuba diving, and it's absolutely amazing if you're interested in that. Girona is famous for the Game of Thrones. So many of you will know Game of Thrones, that very famous serial. It was shot in Girona. So some important places you can visit. I'll speak about Montserrat because Montserrat is a must-do on every itinerary that we have, and it's really nice to visit Montserrat. So you can get up to Montserrat by a cogwheel, which is a small, like a cable car that takes you up. It's like a train that takes you up the mountain, and you get right up to the center of Montserrat. It's famous because there is a black statue of Mother Mary located inside the church of Montserrat. So the weather is really, really nice, even during the summers. So you can go up to Montserrat, have a meal over there. They have a restaurant that can serve something for the mice groups. They can serve an Indian oriented meal as well. So we always take mice groups up to Montserrat. So this is something that has to be done on one single day. You can't club this with anything. So you do Montserrat and then you come back to Barcelona and complete your shopping or your walking tours, whatever you want to do. These are some images of Sitges and Cava wine cellar tours that we do. Girona, famous for Game of Thrones. The Dali Museum, which is a museum for art and everything, located in Figueres. Costa Brava, famous for scuba diving. So if you want to do scuba diving, you need to keep at least 1 or 2 days. I would recommend staying in the Costa Brava area. We can put you up at a hotel, and if you have certified courses, then you can go out. We can get the scuba diving done for you. Now, very famous island outside of Barcelona and Valencia. It's an island that is being added to a lot of itineraries these days for couples, for bachelors. The parties that happen in Ibiza are absolutely amazing. It's people from around the world travel here during the summer period. One thing very important to note to your clients: Ibiza is an island that is only active from the month of May. So you can say May 15th is the date and goes up till October 10th, October 15th, depends on the weather. I would not recommend your clients traveling to Ibiza in any other part of the year. You can come to Spain, but not to Ibiza during the winters. The hotels, restaurants are practically shut. So, see that you add Ibiza to your itinerary during the summer period. So many things that you can do in Ibiza. Very famous for the beach parties. You can do jeep tours. You can do bicycle tours. You can take a motorbike and go outside on your own. They're very famous for their boat parties. So we can hire an entire boat for you, take you into the middle of the sea. They have their banana boat rides. Can have alcohol on the boat. So Ibiza is a very famous island. A lot of things to do. You should plan your itinerary. And minimum of 2 nights is what you need to spend in Ibiza. Now the Canary Islands. The Canary Islands are located off the coast of Africa. To get there, you need to fly from the important cities of Spain. Madrid, Barcelona, Sevilla will have flights coming down to the Canary Islands. They are a group of 7 islands. I would honestly tell your clients to visit Tenerife or La Palma or Lanzarote. These are the main islands where you can there's life, there's good beaches, some tours, volcano tours, and all that can be done over here. And again, these islands should be visited only in the summer. So a lot of people from Spain right now, in Spain, like Madrid, Barcelona, they're traveling to the Canary Islands. Fantastic offers, because they want people to come. They're having some fantastic offers with airfare included. So we have actually sold already some European clients to the Canary Islands this year. So it's done well. Some offbeat places now that you can do in Spain. So if you've noticed, I've covered a lot of the southern part of Spain. Now, this is because a lot of Indian clients only know about the southern part of Spain. There's a lot of Indian restaurants, the Indian touch to the southern part of Spain, right from Catalonia, you have Madrid and Andalusia, that Indian touch, a lot of things to see. But trust me, the northern part of Spain is absolutely beautiful. If your clients are interested in doing anything offbeat, interested in tasting food, spend some time in the northern part of Spain, then yeah, you should travel to Galicia. Galicia is located on the northwestern side towards the Atlantic Ocean. They have very famous churches, the beaches, the food. If you come towards the opposite side of the map, you will see Navarra, La Rioja, which is the Basque country. They say the Basque country has more number of Michelin star restaurants than any other part of the world, because the food is absolutely amazing. So to get to these places, you need to come to Madrid, and then you can either drive up north, or you take a flight, or take a train. I have traveled personally by train to the northern part of Spain, and yeah, it's offbeat, because there's very few Indian restaurants, and you need to try the local food there. And again, vegetarian food easily available. So if your clients want to do something, let us know. I'll be more than happy to plan something different from your. And if your clients want to do that, they can come to Basque Country, where Bilbao and San Sebastian are located. And from there, you can get into France as well if they're doing a self-drive. So a lot of options in the northern part of Spain. Some of the Spanish experiences that you can do while you are here. Tapas tours, very famous here. You can do cooking lessons. Flamenco lessons also can be done. You can do tours by helicopters, by hot air ballooning, scuba diving, skydiving. You can do bicycle tours, which is absolutely amazing out here. The roads are safe. So let us know what your client needs. We can arrange it for you. Some of the festivals. Now, there's one festival that I did not touch in the earlier slide, but I'm going to touch it now because it's a part of my presentation. And it was there in the movie of Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Some of you will know. So for those who don't know, we have something called as the La Tomatina Festival, which happens in a small town called Buñol. Buñol is located 1 hour outside Valencia. So if your clients want to visit the festival, you have to let us know really in advance, because getting tickets to the festival is crazy. People from around the world come there, and we need to know at least 2 months in advance if your clients want to visit Buñol. We always keep Century Incoming, you should know, is one of the sponsors for the La Tomatina Festival. So we've got preference over the other DMCs. And we put up our clients in Valencia, and on the day of the festival, it happens on the last Wednesday of August. We bring the clients in the morning for the festival, we get them ready, and then of course they can enjoy the festival. It's an experience, so once in a lifetime experience. Then you have the La Sant Fermin, which is running of the bulls festival, which was shown in the movie as well. Not for the faint-hearted. A lot of locals do it. So if you want to just have a view of it, it happens on the 6th of July in a small town called Pamplona, about 3 to 4 hours outside Madrid. So something that doesn't happen throughout the year round, but you have to plan your trip accordingly. And Sevilla, which is a very Catholic Christian city, they have a lot of local fairs, the fairs of Easter and Christmas. So they have a lot of festivals happening in that region. Moving on to shopping. If your clients are interested in shopping, Spain is no stranger. We've got a lot of local brands like Zara, Mango, Yadro. We have two very famous villages called the Las Rosas village, which is in Madrid, and the La Roca village, which is in Barcelona. These are two shopping areas, outlets, are located in the outskirts of the city. These two outlets will even send you a car to pick you up from the city center if you want to shop. They have world famous brands over there, and almost at 50 to 75% of the price what you'll get in India. So we have a lot of people, a lot of women coming out here to shop. You can shop for even tax-free. So you can go out to the airport, claim your VAT refund, and it's good to do shopping out here in Spain. Now moving to the next part of my presentation, which is Portugal, a place where we have recently opened our office in Lisbon, and we've been doing Portugal for the past at least 4 to 5 years now. We've done a lot of fantastic groups out there for MICE, for FIT. We've got fantastic tie-ups over there with a lot of local vendors, with vehicles, buses. So I can be rest assured that we'll do a fantastic tour for you in Portugal. Some important things to do in Lisbon. We always put up our clients in Lisbon, which is at least for 3 to 4 nights. You can do the Belém Tower, the Jeronimos Monastery, the Praça do Comércio, Bairro Alto. They have something called as the Ponte 25th de April, which is a smaller version of the Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco, which connects the two parts of the city of Lisbon. So we take people on that bridge as well because it's a fantastic place to visit. You also have a smaller version of the Christ the Redeemer statue, which is located in Rio. Lisbon has a smaller version of that, which is the National Sanctuary of Christ the King. So, a lot of things that you can do in the city of Lisbon. It's a small town, very, very historic, very famous port, even till today. And, the food is also absolutely amazing. We have got tie-ups with a lot of Indian restaurants. So Lisbon is, if you can do 2 countries, I would always say to add Lisbon to your itinerary. Some places that you can visit when you are in Lisbon, as in excursions, you can do Sintra, which is located about an hour and a half outside the city. Fatima, which is very famous for the Christian people coming into for their holy tours. Cabo de Roca, which is a lighthouse, which is located, it's the tip of the European continent towards the Atlantic Ocean. So you go there, they can get a certificate as well that you visited the tip of Europe, of the continent of Europe. Then you have historic towns of Evora, Cascais, which is located on the coast, and Costa Caparica, which is the beach of Portugal, of Lisbon. If your clients want to experience do some beach activities, we always keep you on the hotels located on the Costa Caparica coast, and they can enjoy it from there. It's merely about 45 minutes away from the city center of Lisbon. Some important cities apart from Lisbon, you have Porto, which is 3 hours away, very historic city. 1 or 2 Indian restaurants are located in the city. You have Braga, which is 3 hours and 30 minutes from Lisbon. Again, these two are very, very famous small cities that are there. They have fantastic football stadiums. If your clients want to watch football, it's absolutely amazing to visit these two cities. Now, if your clients want to do something, visit, relax on the beach, visit very famous beaches, we always recommend going down to Faro, the Algarve region, as they say. You can do a lot of sightseeing that are there in the Algarve region, and apart from that, you can just enjoy the beach over here. We tell people don't do anything, just go there. You can take a self-drive car and enjoy the region on your own. They have very famous wines. You can sit down at any beach or restaurant, have their wine, have their local food. They have Indian restaurants as well over there, so it should not be a problem. Just some tours and services that are offered by Century Incoming. We do absolutely everything, right? From FIT to GITs to MICE, school groups, family groups. We've got the department to handle all those kind of requests. We offer SIC tours, hop on, hop off tours. You want to do, the local bus tours over here, that can be arranged. And of course, we do private tours as well, with sedan cars, minivans throughout the trip. All this kind of services that can be provided. Sorry. I'll just touch a little bit about the MICE portion of this presentation because it's been quite long. So I'm just going to do 3 cities, the hotels and the venues that we can offer. Start off with Madrid. These are some of the important hotels that we've tied up with in Madrid, which allow Indian catering in their hotel. So it's very important for MICE groups and the Indian catering. So we usually work with, in Madrid, we work with the Intercon, Eurostars, Melia Madrid Princesa, which is located in the heart of the city. On the 4-star front, Hotel Novotel is one of the best, has about 700 rooms. Closer to the airport, you have, the Hilton Madrid Airport, you have Puerto America, and, some of the other hotels that are there. If you have a small MICE group, I would recommend putting them up at Trip Atocha, located very close to the Atocha railway station in Madrid. It's in the city center, so it's really nice. Some of the Indian restaurants that we work with, it has very good capacity. All these restaurants have been tried and tested. If you want to do a local buffet on one of the lunches, Topolino is located on Gran Via itself, which is the main road, as I mentioned. And if you want gala dinner venues, these are some of the venues that we work with. I'll show you some of the images. Oh, sorry, it's not there on this one. So we work with the Indian Community Center. We can do a venue at the Real Madrid football stadium. We can take their venue for hire, and we can do an Indian dinner over there. If you want to do an Indian dinner with a flamenco dance, that also can be arranged. This can be done also in the bull ring. So in the bull ring, we can cover the entire bull ring if it's a big group, and with the flamenco dance, local buffet, we did it last year. Absolutely amazing experience. Moving on to Barcelona, very famous MICE destination. We've done a lot of groups. We in fact have done 2 years ago, we did a group of 800 people to Madrid, and absolutely amazing. We did a group of 1,000 people in the same year, 2 years ago, to Barcelona. They stayed at the now known as the Hyatt Hotel, the Hesperia Tower by Hyatt. So they've got the hotels to take that much of capacity for their gala dinner venues, for conferences. We've worked with the Fairmont, which is in the 5-star category, when they do a lot of the Indian catering. They take the Indian catering. Hilton Diagonal Mar on the 4-star front is one hotel that I would recommend. they've got like an Indian program, and they love Indian clients coming in. They do the whole, everything is happening inside the Hilton Diagonal Mart. Indian restaurants are there plenty in Barcelona. You won't have a problem of that. And some of the famous gala dinner venues, or gala dinner venues are located on the seafront. You have some of them located in palaces like Finca Marsolers. So, just let us know the budget, just let us know what your client wants. We'll be more than happy to do a recce, to show you all these experiences. In Lisbon, you have very famous hotels. It's mostly on the international category front, like Intercon, you have the Marriott's. And we recommend doing gala dinner venues inside the hotel, because the outside venues are not very accustomed to doing the Indian catering. Although we can arrange it, it's not a problem for us. But in the hotel, it's better doing the gala dinner venues. And Indian restaurants in Lisbon there's no shortage of them. Fantastic Indian restaurants. The Indian restaurants over there have also done catering in the hotels that we have mentioned above. So we've done fantastic groups to Lisbon last year, and the experience is really, really amazing. Some of the FAQs now, as I mentioned to you in the starting of the presentation, best time to visit is April to October. Temperatures are between 15 to 30 degrees. You have October to December, which is some of the best time to travel. It's 5 to 15, and January to March is the coldest parts of the year with a little bit of rain. Very important thing to inform your clients, and you should also know this as well. In some parts of Spain and Portugal, you have to pay something called as the city taxes. Now, this does not have to be paid in Madrid, but if you're in Barcelona, in Ibiza, in Lisbon, you have to pay city taxes depending on the category of hotel you are staying at. For MICE groups, when you visit Montserrat, we can offer you an Indian design menu. It's a fantastic menu, fantastic buffet, which is designed for the Indian palate. Two very important points. Please note this down. Please inform your clients again. Tea coffee machines are not provided in any hotels in Spain and Portugal. If you want this kind of service to be provided, you have to inform us in advance. We will check with the hotel if this kind of service can be provided, and it will always be at an extra cost. They have their own reason and logic to this, and we cannot argue with them. Some hotels like Hilton Diagonal Mart may provide tea, coffee machines, and water. Water is also not provided by any hotels in Spain and Portugal. The main reason for that is we usually drink the water out from a tap. So you can just put the tap on, you can drink the water, even at the hotels. The water is absolutely safe, it's absolutely pure. But if your clients want water from a bottle, then they will have to purchase it from a store, or we can inform the hotel to keep the water in their rooms. Comes at a cost of 1.5 to 2 euros for a 300 ml bottle of water. So some FAQs that I've designed that, we always have issues with, on tours, people are not informed, but these are points that you should inform your clients about. So that's it from my end. I sit out here in Madrid. These are my contact details. If you need anything at all, please let us know, right? You can write into me. Mari Cruz heads our Indian department. And follow us on Instagram as well. We've got an Instagram handle about some photographs, updates coming about the destination. And I hope things get better soon so we can welcome your clients and look forward to welcoming you as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great.
So, do you have any questions?
Yes. Thank you so much for this lovely presentation. We have already started receiving a couple of questions and feedback that the audience actually loved the details that you just mentioned. So thank you so much for that. And it's time we will start taking up some questions. So audience, if you have any more questions, please start posting your questions right now, and we are taking each one of them live. Hyacinth, we have received a couple of questions during the presentation as well, and we'll be start taking up the same. Okay. One of the major questions which is asked by a lot of people, it revolves around the visa acceptability rate. And a lot of viewers have this doubt that even though all the documents are completed, and a lot of times the travel agents and the travel businesses who are watching it right now have faced difficulties in terms of their visa getting accepted, right? So is there any specific reason behind that? Are there laws pretty more stringent, or what exactly, and how one can ensure the maximum success rate when applying for a visa?
Well, we face this problem every year. Year on year, we face this problem. We've got agents writing into us, speaking about BLS and the way they handle the whole visa facility. But you can be rest assured. So every year when I come down and my MD Christina Lozano, when we come down to Bombay or New Delhi, we make it a point to visit the Consul General, and he has rest assured. Like when we came last year. He has rest assured that everything will go well this year. They were upgrading their systems in Bombay and in New Delhi. They've got a new system in place now to handle the huge load of visas that they usually get. And they have assured that the visas will be out within 7 days. If you have a problem with the agency or with anything in the middle, you feel your documents are all in place. So very important is, even when BLS mentions to us, the very important point is all your documents have to be in order. This goes right from the financial background, your hotel confirmations, your hotel vouchers and letters are always provided by me. But on the other front of it, your financial backgrounds, which are very important, those have to be perfectly in order. And of course, there's something, whenever they ask you for a document, you have to provide that kind of document. In case you have an issue, you feel everything is in order, you can always write to the Consul General. His email address is on the website. You can visit the Spanish Embassy website. The email address is over there. You can write to them. From our side, we can also write to them saying that, this is an important visa. This client has all the documents in place. The booking has been done and assured, guaranteed by Century Incoming for, Spain or Portugal. That's what I can do from my side.
Okay.
But yeah, the Consul General in Spain, in Bombay and Delhi have assured that they're going to try and get visas out once it starts, once things get back to normal within 7 working days. It used to be 10 to 15. They're trying to get it down to 7 because they have also noticed a lot of problems.
Okay. Just adding on to that question, if you could probably just list out all the specific requirements that each traveler needs to keep in mind while applying for a visa for everyone's reference.
Sure. So the main point, as I mentioned, is your hotel confirmations and vouchers. That is something that I will provide. Now for Spain, it's just one document that is needed. I will put everything, your clients' names, details, passport numbers, your hotel confirmation numbers, and my contact details in case they need to contact me or the hotel. Then from the personal side, you need your insurances. You need your insurance has to be a perfect insurance. They have to have $50,000 worth of coverage. You have to have a very good financial background because now I think in Europe it's going to get a little more stricter because of COVID and the other activities that have happened there. So you're going to have good financial background. So sometimes clients may face issues if it's a new traveler coming into, a first-time traveler coming into Europe. They may face a problem, but I think if you have a good financial background, good documents to support, then I don't think you should have a problem. Then of course it's your document has to be proper. You have to see that the agency that you're doing it with, your visa with, they handle your documents properly. Sometimes they don't provide all the documents, they don't provide all the proper photographs, and we have faced this problem, where it's written 35 by 45 mm, but they have gone and they've given different sizes of the photograph. So these are just some of the important things that you have to have it properly. For Portugal, ideally the Portuguese embassy, if you're doing only Portugal, standalone Portugal, the Portuguese embassy will request from you the vouchers directly from the hotel. Okay. So that is something that we will provide because they do not take the DMC letter, be it from Spain or Portugal. The letter has to be directly from the hotel itself, and that is something that we will provide. We write to the hotel and we tell them, please, these are the client's names. Please give it. Please put it on a letterhead and give it to us. So these are some of the documents that have to be perfectly in order.
Okay, I think that answers the question for everyone's reference, and everyone must have noted down all the things carefully, because all these tips and tricks actually helps a lot when you are actually applying for the visa. And for the clients also, it's a much smoother experience for you as well as for your customers. Great. Moving on to the next question that we have. The next question, it's about the number of nights recommended. Okay, so according to you, if someone wants to cover Spain and Portugal individually, not combined, so what is the number of nights you would recommend to explore the entire destination. The important parts, the gist of to get a feel of the destination primarily.
Okay. So now for a first-time traveler coming into Spain and Portugal, usually Spain and Portugal are not combined with the other parts of Europe. So people, when they come down to Spain and Portugal, they're doing it just once in their life, and they're doing it as a standalone. If a first-time traveler is coming into Spain, I would ideally recommend doing it for 7 to 8 nights.
Okay.
Okay. You can enter either from Madrid or from Barcelona, and then we will plan your itinerary accordingly. You know, from Madrid, Sevilla, Granada, Barcelona. We will split it up. We will see what your client wants to do. When it comes to Portugal, if you're doing standalone Portugal, again, I would ideally recommend 7 to 8 nights. This is the minimum that you need to see entire Portugal, because Portugal, apart from Lisbon, Porto, Braga, and Faro, you have something called as the Douro Valley, which I would always recommend clients to go and visit the Douro Valley. It's in the center of Portugal, sorry, and it's very famous for their wine. So maybe a night in Douro Valley, or maybe passing through, do a wine tour from there, and move on to the other places. If you're doing both together, which first-time travelers usually do, they do combine of Spain and Portugal. You need a minimum of at least 12 nights, 12 to 13 nights to do both these countries. You start in Madrid. From Madrid, you can fly down to Lisbon. You can from Lisbon, you can do Faro. And from Faro, you get back into Sevilla. Then you continue with your itinerary of Malaga, Granada, and Barcelona. But yes, a minimum of at least 12 to 13 nights to do both these destinations for a first-time traveler.
Okay. Okay, just adding on to that question, would you recommend Spain and Portugal for honeymooners in the month of February? Like, that's a very specific question, but yes, considering the weather as well as the destination, honeymooners and in month of February.
So in the month of February, it depends on your clients. If they've always planned their entire life that they want to do a honeymoon in Europe, they want to come down to Spain. Everything in the city of Spain is open except Ibiza and Canary Islands. Everything in Spain is open. The restaurants are open. Yes. Now, weather-wise, it may be a little bit cold, so you need to get your winter wear. There may be a little bit of rain as well in the month of February because it rains that time. But yes, you can go around the city. Your restaurants are open. Sightseeings are open. The local people are traveling around. See, if your honeymoon client is okay with the cold weather, I think Spain and Portugal, Spain as a destination is lovely to visit. You can do a fantastic candlelight dinner in nice restaurant out here. We can arrange for something like that. You can do shopping. All the shops are open. The malls are open. So absolutely amazing.
Great.
I would recommend.
That answers the question well, and hopefully by the month of February, the situation will be much better here in India as well. At least that is something that I am hoping for. Well, moving on. Before moving on to the next question, I would like to announce that the Spain destination quiz is now live, and the link for the same is in the live chat. You can start by clicking that link and participating in the quiz right now while we are taking up all the other questions. Those of you who are watching it via the TravClan's application and website, there is a tab which says click here to participate. Just click that tab and you will be redirected towards the quiz. Moving on to the next question, Hyacinth. The next question that we are taking up, it's obviously about the coronavirus situation, right? As we discussed, we were discussing options about the month of February. But what is the current situation there? And in terms of the coronavirus cases, obviously, one important part of asking that question is how is the situation for travel to happen, right? If let's say the flights resumes tomorrow, like just for the sake of example, is Portugal and Spain safe to travel? Are there any guidelines? If you could just shed some light on this entire topic for the audience to better understand the situation.
Sure. That's the question I have received in all the presentations that I've done this entire period. But yes, I'm more than happy to tell you about what's the current scenario like. So yes, Spain was very bad in the initial months of February. In March and April, we've had crazy number of cases going up, and we were not able to handle it. speaking currently about what is happening, the situation is better. In the local life over here in Spain is far more better. We are going out. We go out to restaurants to eat, to drink, to enjoy. But there is a little bit of an increase in the number of cases right now. This is because the tourists are coming in. People are traveling around. There's a lot of
Right.
movement happening. So they wanted to see what's it like, what's going to happen, and now they're seeing it. So they are putting the smaller towns back of phase, like keeping restrictions on the number of people that can visit, on the number of people that can go out to a bar. It's usually 10 people can sit on a table, not more than that. 10 people cannot be in a gathering. Now, answering a question, if flights resume tomorrow and people want after coming here, honestly, I would not recommend anybody coming in right now. Just be safe wherever you are. Give it some time. We of course I would love people coming into my country, going around. It's good for everybody, but at the same time, it's not very safe also. Just let's wait it out. Let's wait. Maybe for a vaccine. We honestly, as a company, our company is financially very strong, so we've all decided, for the whole year, we're not going to be seeing any clients coming in. We have done bookings personally for people going into Ibiza, for people going into Canary Islands, but no, we've not had any bookings coming into the main cities of Madrid, Barcelona. There are tourists from Europe, from the European Union coming in, just to do complete shopping, go to Primark or going to H&M and Zara, complete shopping, and then flying back. But we are ready to see nobody coming in this year. Maybe at the end of the year, October is when I personally see some FIT clients coming in. Hopefully, if things get a little bit better back home in India. I know Spain is getting better right now. The government is handling the situation very well. So we see people going out. The local people, the Madrid local people from our office, they're going out for holidays now. They're going to the northern part of Spain. They're going to the beaches of southern Spain. So yes, so things are getting better. I hope things get better towards the end of the year. October, November is when I see things picking up. Hopefully by then some vaccine or something will be out there, and or we'll be able to contain it. People will take care. People will need to wear a mask. Even if you're now traveling, even if I go out to a supermarket which is down my building, I need to wear a mask and go out. So if you're wearing a mask, if you're with your hand sanitizer out, I think it should be safe. Just take your precautions, and everything will be okay.
Perfect. I think that actually gives all the audiences a kind of a gist of the current situation. It was a fairly honest answer that it's probably not the best practice to travel to Spain right now, like in the coming days, if the flights open up. Well, I think this answer from Hyacinth must have given you guys a gist of what the current situation is, and hopefully, situation will get better in the coming months, coming weeks. Let's say how the situation pans out in India as well as in Spain. Well, moving on to the next question, Hyacinth. It's the question is coming in from Christy Thomas Kurian, and the question is. Does Century Incoming also provide any special interest tourism, for example, sports tourism, or industrial outings for colleges? If someone is interested, or if anyone has a clientele which is interested in this sort of categories.
Absolutely. We've actually already done these kind of tours in the past. We've done sports tourism. We have brought in schools from India, taken them to the stadiums for a football match. They've played football matches also over here. Maybe not in the big stadiums of Bernabeu and Barcelona, but we've taken them to smaller stadiums outside the city like Espanyol, or maybe the stadium in Valencia as well, because Valencia is very famous for school tours. So that's something also that we have done. We have done industrial visits to a lot of the local industries over here in Spain, because they're very famous for making they have new industries for cars. They have their own manufacturing of cars. They have the Danone industry over here as well. So we have done a lot of industrial visits in Valencia. Recently, we did a school visit to the Airbus factory in Valencia. Okay. So we can organize that. We've got contact details, or we will, of course, if you want something different, we dig up our database. We go out of our way to call different people up to see where we can arrange, what we can arrange for your client. So it's not a problem for us to handle it.
Okay, interesting. Uh, Moving on to like last two questions related to FIT, and then we'll have a couple of questions about mice specifically. So the next question is, what is the best time to visit considering main sporting events and festivals in both Spain and Portugal? So we explored a lot of festivals, La Tomatina, and the bull running and everything. Bullfighting is something which is an interesting activity when someone is exploring both the destinations. So what is the best time that you would recommend specifically with respect to events and festivals?
So now that's a very complicated question. I'll tell you why. Because the sporting calendar, for example, if you're talking about football, which is very famous, the most famous sport out here in Spain,
Right.
the sporting calendar of football starts right, I think, at the end of August, and it concludes in the month of May. This is, apart from this year, what has happened because of coronavirus. But the ideal calendar is from August, end of August to May. Now, if you want to come down here to have your festivals and your football together, August is the month that you'll have to do it, because you have Tomatina happening. The festivals are spread out throughout the year, but the famous one is La Tomatina, which happens on
Right.
the last Wednesday of August. So you can do your La Tomatina over there in Buñol, and then maybe once you move down to Barcelona by the starting of September,
Mhm.
you will be able to maybe watch a match in the Camp Nou. So your itinerary has to be planned very intricately. You have to go into the detail of it to see that the dates are, you know
Right.
to point. And
Exactly.
the,
To be
the
able
thing
to
about the
execute.
football matches also are sometimes the football matches can get cancelled.
Right.
It's always planned, but it's never assured that the football match will take place. So we do that study. If there's something that clients need to do, we can of course arrange it for you, and see that it goes well from there.
Cool. I think that's pretty much it for with
Mhm.
respect to FITs. There are now a specific set of questions related to mice, and the
Okay.
questions are like the first question is, can you suggest some standalone hotel properties for mice groups, specifically in cities Barcelona, Madrid, and Lisbon?
So these are the ones I've already mentioned. Like for my groups in Barcelona, we use Fairmont, we use Hilton. If you want something on the cheaper front outside the city, we use SB Diagonal Mar. Then if you want something in Madrid, in the city center, we use Hyatt Centric. We have Melia Princesa, which is a local brand. We have the biggest hotel in all of Europe, which is the Hotel the Marriott Auditorium, which has about 900 rooms,
Okay.
which is located near the airport area. In Lisbon, you have Marriott's, you have the Intercon, Dom Pedro, which is a local five-star hotel. So there are quite a few hotels. It depends. If you see, MICE is a very tricky game out here. We don't get availability, in our system that what we work with. We have to write to a lot of hotels, at least 15 hotels in each city, and see which one of them has the availability, because every month, every week, there is always some kind of congress, some mice group, something or the other happening out here. So the
Right.
availability is always a tricky situation, especially in the city of Barcelona. You will
Okay.
never get availability in the month of September. It's very difficult. That's when ideally we have a lot of mice groups from India coming in. So September, if you have a mice group September, you need to plan in advance. To get something like Fairmont will be sold out, selling at 250 euros a night. So Hilton, same with Hilton Diagonal Mar as well.
Okay, okay. I think that is actually, dependent on a lot of other factors which needs to be considered
Yeah,
before actually proceeding for the booking, right?
correct.
Cool. Moving on, again to a question related to mice, and it's related to specifically to Indian weddings. What is your suggestion regarding the destination weddings when it comes to Indian weddings, Indian mice movements with respect to weddings? What all destination would you recommend? Is it an easy thing to organize? And have you done some information on that topic, please?
So Spain is no stranger to Indian weddings in particular.
Okay.
A lot of Indian weddings happen in Madrid. So these weddings usually don't happen in the city center at all. They happen on the outskirts of any city, be it Madrid or Barcelona. There are fantastic palaces. There are fantastic venues, open air venues,
Okay.
where the weddings can take place. We can
Mhm.
do Indian catering in these weddings along with the local, the local venue, the local caterer as well. DJs, live bands, all that can be organized. So in Madrid, we have a lot of venues on the outskirts of the city, maybe about 45 minutes. In Barcelona, we usually move towards the Costa Brava region, where they have a lot of palaces like Finca Mas Solers. It's mentioned in my presentation. Finca Mas is a very famous palace, and they have an open air lawn. They have an inside venue as well, where the groom or the bride can use for their personal family. We've done a lot of, we've not done weddings, but I've heard a lot of weddings happen in the Canary Islands as well. We had actually one inquiry happening from a very famous Indian Bollywood actress. I'm going to take her name. She wanted to get married in Malaga, in Marbella. Of course, it did not happen. It happened back in India only. But we were planning something for Marbella. Then Ibiza is also very famous. People are looking at Ibiza because, then their family can enjoy the local bit of it, and then they can come down for the wedding as well. So Spain, we have actually got a lot of Indian weddings coming from the UK. A lot of UK Indians coming to Spain to have their weddings. There were actually about 3 to 4 Indian weddings supposed to happen in Madrid this year. Now in this part of the month, but because of the situation, the wedding was cancelled. Destination wedding did not happen. We've had an Indian American also who wanted to come down this year to Madrid on one of the venues on the outskirts of Madrid to have their wedding, but unfortunately it's not happening this year. So yeah, the destination is no stranger to Indian weddings. We will be more than happy to help you out. We've got fantastic vendors to assist us with all this kind of service.
Okay, great. I think we have covered up almost all the questions. Audience, if you have any more questions left. Yes, a popular question which I usually ask from every viewer, every guest that we have. It's and one of our viewers actually, just asked that question in the live chat, that they asked me to ask you this question. What are, if you have to just list out just 3 reasons or 3 things about Spain and Portugal, right? You can answer it separately as well. As to why Spain or why Portugal for your next travel vacations. So what will be your 3 reasons, just to sum up the entire presentation today?
Sure. Now, personally, I've been to other parts of Europe as well. I've been to France, I've been to Germany, I've been to Italy. There's no other place like Spain. The reason I'm saying this is because number one, the weather is zameen asman ka farak hai bolte. The weather is absolutely amazing in both Spain and Portugal. Ideal weather, you don't need to put, even in the winters, I don't wear a jacket and go out. I'm with a normal t-shirt or a long pant and I'm outside enjoying myself. But if you're in other parts of Europe, and even in October, you would need to wear a jacket and go outside. So weather plays a very, very important role for me.
Right.
Number 2 is the people. The people in Spain are so sweet, so kind, so humble. As I told you, they don't speak English. English is not widely spoken in Spain, but you go up to anybody and you tell them I'm lost and I don't know where to go. I need to go here. My hotel is here. He will not understand you, but then he will open his Google Translate, and they all have Google Translate. They open Google Translate. They'll tell you to say what you want, and then they will translate it back to you, to help you out. So what I'm trying to say is that the people over here will never put you down. They will always help you out. Yeah, they will accommodate you anywhere, the restaurants, the people walking on the road, anybody. But I've been to France and Italy where stay away from me. I've had that experience over there. So for me, people and weather play a very important role. Number 3, I would say, is there's a lot of activity that you can do out here in the main cities of Spain and Barcelona. In Madrid and Barcelona. There's the nightlife, which is really good. You have food, which is, you will not get the Spanish food in any other part of the world. For me, I'm a foodie. I eat absolutely anything and everything. You put anything on my plate and I will eat it. So that plays a very important factor for me. Like I love going to the northern part of Spain because the food over there is absolutely amazing. The seafood, the vegetarian food, nowhere in the world you will get something like that. So that's why, even if I tell my family to come down here, I'll say, these are the 3 things. The weather is good, the food is amazing, the people are lovely. So these are the reasons why you should come down to Spain. The same goes for Lisbon, Portugal as well. Very historic city. They've got things to see in their city that you'll not get to see in any other part of the world. The food in Lisbon, again, is really, really good. The people there, are, I would say, better than Spanish people, you know, because they speak English as well. So you talk to them and they'll help you out in English.
Right.
So the people over there in Portugal are really nice. And of course, if they see an Indian, they'll say, "Ah, okay, you know, we're brother sister because you know you're from Goa. We are related somehow." So you know, they're very happy-go-lucky people. They're very jovial people. So yeah, that's why I prefer. You know, that's what I would say is the standout points for Spain and Portugal.
Great. I think that actually, helps us, summarize this entire presentation very well for the audience. These three pointers given by Hyacinth actually tells a lot about a destination and even more about the people there, and something, a very strong reason to travel to Spain and Portugal for your next vacation. Well, that actually brings us to the end of today's presentation. Thank you so much, Hyacinth, for this
You're welcome.
composite, lovely presentation and answering all the questions of our viewers. And, even actually giving us some important insights about the destination as well.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Similarly, yes, similarly, audience, very, thank you so much for attending today's presentation. Now I will be announcing the winners for today's quiz, who all guessed the answer correctly and were the first one to do so. So today we are selecting 10 lucky winners, and the names are, just give me a minute. Okay, so the winners are Kruti Khandelwal, Usha V, Mohini, Tushar Shah, Bhasi Kumar, Amit Shah, Deepak Kumar Kasodhan, Jagat Mehta, Chaitanya, and Nitesh Bilakia. So congratulations to all the winners who won today's quiz. You guys answered all the questions correctly and were the first one to do so. So congratulations on that. The details for which will be communicated to you over an email. Thank you so much, Hyacinth, for taking out the time for today's presentation. I hope you
You're
enjoyed telling us about the lovely destination of Spain and Portugal as much as we enjoyed to witness this entire information that you just shared with us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's been my pleasure. I have not seen a lot of tourists coming into Spain this year, so this is my only way of talking to people and telling them about the destination and what can be done, what can be seen. So I hope things get better back home. I hope everybody is safe. Firstly, back home because the situation it'll pass. It's just coming. It'll pass soon. Just be careful. Be safe. I'm telling you this because I've seen Madrid be in a very bad condition, and we've gotten through that because people have taken care. We've worn masks. We wear the hand sanitizers. Just be safe. Take care of yourself, and I think the numbers will reduce. So I hope you will be able to send some passengers to our country soon.
Definitely. Well, thank you, audience, for attending today's webinar. If you like today's webinar, please hit the like button and subscribe to TravClan's channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update. We are conducting a lot of webinars in the coming weeks. Next, we are meeting on Friday, that is 7th of August, where we'll be exploring the beautiful destination of Italy. In the meantime, this is Tarang Mohin signing off from you guys today. Hope to see you in our next webinar.